On the Lunar New Year's Eve, a mass shooting happened in Los Angeles, Monterey Park. It's so sad, and we are so angry, and we send our condolence to the victims' family. But at the same time, we gathered our community leader to discuss about this, why this happened, what we can do to prevent this from happening in the future. Next to me is Mr. Joe Wang, the chairman of the National Asian American United. Joe, tell us what happened.
Hey, Diana, this is so tragic. At a time of the Lunar New Year, where everybody was dying to celebrate after a lockdown of 2 years, they were dancing and having fun in a dancing studio in Monterey Park. Evidently, a deranged old man, 72 years old, he walked into the studio and he shot 10 people dead right there. And then another 10 people had to go to the hospital under very serious condition. And everybody was so sad and so angry, and we send our condolences to the family and their friends.
Yes, for now, we don't know exactly the reason why this Mr. Tran did this. But we really want to ask, this is the 5th mass shooting when this New Year started, within 1 month. And what happened and why this happened? So we invited some community leaders to share their thoughts.
My name is Mei Li Tom, and I am the founding president of the Joint California Legislative Caucus Institute, a nonprofit arm of the California Asian Legislative Caucus members. I'm still emotionally reeling over this incident that occurred in Monterey Park. But I'm thinking that the fact that this mass gun shooting incident took place during the most celebrated annual holiday for our community, at the center of one of the most populated Asian Pacific Islander urban city, magnified to me the devastation that was felt not only by our community, but by the entire country. It took the attention of this country. The gun violence tragedy compounds the fact that I think our community is still reeling over the growing number of anti-Asian hate crime assaults, the incidences that continue against innocent Asian victims today. However, I want to mirror the statements that were stated by my colleague, Dennis Wu, who's played such a role in galvanizing coalitions of ethnic communities to work together for causes, that this is a time that this horrific tragedy reminds our community that we must not only fight against anti-Asian hate crimes, we must partner with other community groups with regards to gun control movement, with regards to fighting for resources for our community, which includes health resources, mental health resources. I think the importance of the gun safety legislation, especially at the federal level, requires the Asian Pacific American community to join that fight. I think that we all share in the hope, our community, and the fact that so many other communities have come to me, just like with Dennis, asking what can they do, or sharing their emotions of feeling the tragedy of this incident. Now is the time for us to all come together, because I think this is the time where Asian communities can partner with all the other communities in this country in sharing the hope that we no longer want to live in fear. We no longer want to fear for our safety. And we no longer want to grieve for lost lives because of these gun shooting incidences. So I think it's a good time now that the Asian community is under the media spotlight for us to show that we're joining others in the fight for public safety.
My name is Kenneth Fong. I got notice about this devastating killing in Monterey Park on Sunday. It has shocked, me and a lot of a friend and also my family that we learn about this devastating incident in Southern California. And you can imagine that the family of those people who got killed, the kind of pain they would feel and the effect on their family, that would be almost hard to be imagined. So that is really the kind of thing that we can share with, those victims. On top of that, you can imagine the fear that being spread, on the API community that, going to happen to us, and what's the reason behind that. So those are kind of things which have to permeate our mind when this killing happened in Monterey Park. You also know that our nation shared this pain with us as well, because it happens so often with all the other ethnic groups in our country. So the president of our nation expressed, this kind of pain along with all of us in our nation. This is what I feel. And then of course, you and I would ask the question of what causes these things to happen again. So we do not know all the facts right now. And we know that this Mr. Tran, is the suspect. And I believe that it might be due to some kind of very serious grievances that he might have, maybe the owner of the dancing club or the people there. And also on top of that, he might be emotionally unstable. All those factors might contribute to his, devastating kind of an act on, killing all these people. And you can imagine the kind of pain and suffering that all the people had to go through. So, which means that, we have to do our part to call attention to our elected representative to ban assault weapons. It happens so often in our nation this day, and you have not seen that in any other country except in our nation. It's time for us to do something about that.
I'm Dennis Wu. I'm chairman of SF Cause, let's go, Community Alliance for Unity, Safety, and Education. Yesterday morning, Chinese New Year Day, I was looking forward to it. I was looking forward to it because it's been 3 years since we've gone through COVID. We've gone through a lot of other issues. And I was looking forward to this new year of hope. And to wake up in the morning to hear about the tragic event at Monterey Park has been very challenging, very difficult, very painful. And it seems to have been a conversation all day long with everybody I ran into, not only Asians, but others. We had a call from a good colleague of ours who's working with us on the parade float, Carlos Hernandez, who called up our colleague, Jeff Lee. And first thing he did when he called, he said, what can we do? How can we help? I had a call with Tyler Gregory, the CEO of Jewish organization, JCRC. And before I even opened my mouth, he expressed his sympathy. And also, we got in conversation, what can we do about it? And so, I guess if there's one good thing that's come about this, is that it's pulled together our larger community. We are all confronted with this terrible tragedy that happened. And it's so easy to speculate as to what may have happened. The immediate thought that I think a lot of people had is that this is another example of Asian hate. But as it's turning out, it's not. It is a 72-year-old Asian who went and killed at least 10 other Asians. And I just saw a headline that seems that they're all 50, 60, and 70 years old. And it seems, and there are all kinds of speculation that how random. I mean, what happened? Was it jealous about something that happened? Some quarrel with his spouse, if he has one, no one knows yet. But yet he was headed to another dance party. So what does this all say to us? Is it gun control we need? But guns alone don't kill. Perhaps it's time that we also give much more thought to, yes, we need gun control, but mental illness. We have been thinking about this. We have suicide prevention, but do we have programs for people who are confronted with whatever it is they're confronted with, that they can access resources and help? But one thing that's been very, very clear to me in recent weeks is the need for multi-language access. We did this over 2 years ago as part of what we were doing at SF Cause, promoting tip lines for safety in 9 languages. And it may turn out that this gentleman needs help, mental health. He needs to be talked to someone. He needs to be able to confront the demons that are affecting him. And he needs to do it possibly in Cantonese, possibly Mandarin. Or there may be other people who may need to do it in Spanish or Japanese or Korean and Vietnamese or, Nepalese or German or some other language. But I think it's time that we have a conversation in America about confronting these types of needs. This is what's been going through my mind, and I wish I could be more articulate about how I'm feeling, but I am obviously devastated by what's happened.
Hi, my name is Wilson Chu. I am a board member of SF Cause, and I do want to say that yesterday was the Lunar New Year celebration, and I woke up thinking about family and friends, and instead I turned on the news to find out that there was another massacre, another tragedy within the Asian American community. And the first thing that occurred in my mind was that I had hoped that friends and family down in Los Angeles were safe. But another thing that crossed my mind was I couldn't believe that there was, again, another event that took lives away from us. And this has been going on for much too long of a time. And we do need to step up. We do need to step up and say something. It wasn't a relief to me that the perpetrator was an Asian American. And I thought that irregardless of who causes these type of crimes, these crimes must stop. And we must get these guns off of the streets in order to protect our friends and family. And my hope is that we will be able to succeed. But in order to succeed, we have to voice ourselves and we have to say something. We can no longer stay silent and expect things to get better. We have to have these discussions among our friends, within the community, among our family, to get the message out that we can do better. I fully believe that we will be in a better place. And I think that we will overcome this tragedy. And I think that there is a lot of work to be done, but I believe that we can do it.
Happy New Year. Kong Shi Fat Chai. This is Mayor Carmen Montano from the city of Milpitas. I am here to wish you, everyone, a happy Lunar New Year. You know, this celebration has been celebrated for thousands of years throughout the world. And unfortunately, in the world that we live in, there have been many senseless acts, like the act in Monterey, California, where a person with bad intentions decided to go and attack people that were celebrating. Please do not let fear overtake your lives, and please continue to celebrate this wonderful celebration that brings happiness and joy in people's lives with the families and the children. Again, I want to wish you a happy Lunar New Year and many blessings to you. Thank you.
My name is Anthony Yang. I'm a resident of San Mateo City in the Bay Area. Having all this news this morning, and I will want to encourage everyone not jump into conclusion, but look at it as a tip of the iceberg. It reflects the system and also what we are facing. We see a lot of people jump on the gun control, but the guns don't kill, it's people. We need to look at what caused it, and also it reflects the need of mental health in our city, in our community, as well as gun control is not just to stop the guns, rather to have a good policy so that it doesn't get it so easy. But after all, this is a sad news as it is keep escalate that we are not out of the wood yet. We need all the community put our heads together and work together. And I pledge that we should have an open communication and dialogue to find out what the root is so that we can treat it appropriately. And my condolence to all the families who lost their loved ones and in this incident. Let's learn from it and be a better community together. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Carl Chan. On behalf of the Oakland Chinatown community in the Bay Area in the East Bay, we want to send our condolences to our friends and families of this Monterey Park mass shooting. So when this shooting happened, it's not only hurting your community, but it's also hurting the entire country. We must find ways to stop this kind of gun violence. And hate is no place in this world. We must find ways to promote unity, love, and not hate. Again, we are here with you, and definitely we need to bring everyone together, especially during the Lunar New Year celebration. It's time to celebrate, with families and bring in happiness and love to the entire community, to our country. So I'm asking all of us, please join us together to support, the entire community of the Monterey Park, and for those who are being hurt, especially their friends and families. Again, our prayers are with you. Together, we can make these changes. So we will work together and to promote love again. We have to be unified and we have to work together.
We're very thankful for our community support and the community leaders to be with us at this critical moment. And I want to thank other communities. They sent me text messages and they called me and our media friends for reporting this. I think this is a moment for us to be together and have our voice be heard.
I think our country is hopelessly divided at this moment. This is a great country. We have many people from many parts of the world to come here, and then we have people that we have to work together. We seem to have lost the art to agree to disagree. We have to reflect on ourselves. You know, is this too many shootings? Having right to bear arms is a good thing, but we have to have some control. We have to make sure that the people that buy these lethal weapons are not mentally deranged. And we also have to be aware that we can agree to disagree. We don't have to fight every time we disagree with each other. We don't have to kill each other if we don't disagree with each other. And this country is a great country. We have to live together and learn to be tolerant of each other.
Exactly. So all of us belong right here. Let's work together. And thank you, everyone.